Good morning. Good morning. We're in Western Hanover. I know we could do better than that. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. For those I haven't had the pleasure to meet, my name is John Badesky. I have the honor to serve as Hanover's County Administrator, and what a day it is to be in Montpelier in Western Hanover. This has been a moment we've been looking forward to for an extremely long term. This day continues our commitment to all of the residents of Hanover, and specifically Western Hanover. I want to thank all of you for joining us here today on this historic occasion. I'll also have the pleasure to honor some of the dignitaries and community leaders that are here with us today and have provided their support to this project. I'd like to recognize members of the Hanover County Board of Supervisors, Mr. Canova Peterson, Sue Dibble, Angela Kelly Wiesack, Rob Manolo. We also have a former Board of Supervisors member, Mr. Hazard's here with us today. We are also proud to have Buddy Fowler, our delegate, here with us today. Buddy, thank you for being here. We have some citizens that work tirelessly on our behalf and support our Parks and Recreation activities. I'd like to recognize Jim Hunt and Rachel Levy from our Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee. Thank you. Our other partners in this project today with Pamunkey Regional Library, I'd like to welcome Julie May, Mike Smith, and Tom Shepley. Thank you for being here today. Some other key leaders in our community that help make everything we do run. Larry Ledbetter from our Planning Commission. Larry, thank you for being here today. Our key partners from our school board, Bob May is with us today. Thank you, sir. Do we happen to have any of our partners from the town of Ashland with us here today? Thank you for your support. Also like to recognize that we have representatives from our contractors, Kenbridge, Architect and Design, Mosley, and Construction Management, MVP. Thank you folks for being here with us today. Also amongst us, we have a number of county staff I'd like to recognize. We have Chief Pyland is here with the members of Fire and EMS. Thank you for being here with us today. County Attorney Dennis, I know you're here with us. There you are. Thank you so much. Our former Parks and Recreation Director, Greg Sager, is with us here today. Greg, thank you for joining us this morning. These events and activities don't go without a lot of coordination and effort. I'd also like to recognize members of our General Services Department, Parks and Recreation Departments, Pamunkey Regional Library, and the County Administration team, including our communications team, for all of your efforts today. Thank you so much for being here today. Also like to recognize, on occasion, there are folks that aren't with us today, and it'd be remiss if I didn't recognize that today we don't have with us Bucky Stanley, and I know he's looking over us today and wishing us all the success with this project. This center and library will be a valued resource for our community, and if you take a close look at the project renderings to my left and right, you'll see a modern design, but also it pays tribute to the rural character of this area. I'm really honored each day to work with a Board of Supervisors that is focused on one thing, and that is our residents and delivering for our residents. It's my honor now to turn the podium over to the Vice Chair of the Board of Supervisors, to a member that has worked tirelessly on this project and is a passionate representative of her people, Ms. Sue Dibble.
Thanks so much, John. And first and foremost, I'd like to introduce you to my guest of honor. This is Pryor. Pryor resides in a beautiful Montpelier area. And on February the 5th, the beautiful Pryor delivered 8 puppies. Such a happy moment. Pryor's also here with her owner, Ms. Lisa Friday, if you could wave for everybody. So we had 8 puppies on February the 8th, and on February the 15th, Sweet Pryor needed to go out and stretch her legs for a little bit, and unfortunately on February the 21st, Pryor disappeared. Immediately, of course, Lisa was frantic, went to social media, reported that Pryor was missing. We spent days looking for Pryor, spreading the news of Pryor's disappearance on social media, email, any way that we could. And the days turned into a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. But we as a community, we continued to spread the news of Pryor's disappearance and to bond together to help Lisa care for these 8 beautiful little puppies. And most of all, to support each other and never give up. And we didn't give up. We also put together several prayer chains. It's part of who we are in Western Hanover. And finally, on March 28th, the phone rang. We knew where Pryor was. Pryor was an hour and a half away. Without hesitation, Pryor's dad, Mr. C, got in the car to retrieve Pryor. We had a reward, no questions asked. Doesn't matter. Pryor's home. Pryor's back in Montpelier, and Pryor's here because of our community. And that's exactly why we're here today. Pryor's a reflection of our community. And it's not just our rural lifestyle, but it's who we are to one another. And community is about us today as we break the ground on a facility that will serve our community for years to come. I'd also like to point out the fact that behind us you'll see the Montpelier Community Center. This Montpelier Center is a privately owned and operated center that is organized and managed by who? Our community. And I'd also like to thank the past executive director of the Montpelier Center, who's with us today, Ms. Kelly Waldrop, instrumental in helping us move this project forward. And her successor, where are you, Lloyd? Lloyd Donovan, the current executive director for the Montpelier Center. So within that building, there's a very small library, and we have, for years and years, had a vision of building a bigger library, a library that we deserve here in the Western Hanover. And so back when my predecessor, Wayne Hazard, was on the board, he had a vision. Why don't we combine a library and a rec center? Let's truly build something magnificent and unique that the people in Western Hanover want and deserve. And so in April of 2017, the Board of Supervisors approved funding for this project, and this would never have happened, like I said, without that vision that Mr. Hazard had. So thank you so much, sir. If you could just raise your hand one more time. It's a tough act to follow, but I try. So soon after I took office in 2020, after Mr. Hazard retired, we held a community meeting to review the concept plans for this project. And at that meeting, it was clear that although the project contained the desired elements and wants of our community, the overall layout was not at all something that our community supported. So we listened to our community. We listened really hard, and we provided a series of alternative layouts for our community. And I also want to thank Chris Roman from Mosley Architects. Where are you, Chris? Thank you, sir. And also Mr. Dan Smith from Parks and Rec. Thank you, sir. And our very own John Badesky. Thank you. These gentlemen helped us facilitate a series of workshops. It wasn't just one workshop, it was a series of workshops so that we could finally get to a point where everyone, most everyone, the majority of our community fully supports this project. And it was tough. But like with Pryor, we never gave up. One thing's for sure, I didn't give up. And I know maybe some people thought I should, but I didn't give up because I do believe in you and I'm here to serve. And so the Montpelier Recreation Center, I believe, will serve our community for years to come. As far as the library is concerned, the space is going to quadruple what we have now. Yes, we will have additional books and literature, but we'll also have media rooms and meeting rooms and a workspace for our awesome library staff. We will also have 2 rather large classrooms. These classrooms will be used by our Parks and Rec department to expand upon our children's programs, which are almost non-existent here in the West End, especially our summer program, providing awesome opportunity for our kids to come together in the summer and have camps and do indoor and outdoor activities. As a parent, I drove my son to Parsons Elementary School so that he could have that experience. So I'm very excited about that. Towards the rear of this building is a full-size gymnasium. This is where we'll have basketball courts, pickleball for us older folks, and volleyball, and anything else we want to do in that multi-purpose room, which also faces a stage. Performing arts is so important to us. So this is going to be a magnificent and awesome facility, but this facility truly reflects the wants and needs of our community. As I said, we listen. We think that all we do as politicians, although I don't think I'm a politician, but we listen. We listen and we seek every day to find compromise, and that's exactly what we have here today. And so I just want to thank all of you for being here, and I want to thank especially our community members. Pryor and I are so grateful for all of you, and I am truly grateful to be the South Anna representative on the Hanover County Board of Supervisors, and absolutely honored to serve our amazing Western Hanover folks. And thank you so much. And at this time, I would like to introduce our Chairman of the Board of Supervisors, Mr. Hanover Peterson, to say a few words. Come on.
Thank you, Ms. Dibble, and thank you, Pryor, for opening this with such grace and information. I do want to echo Mr. Badesky's comments earlier on that another key party in what you're getting here today, I believe Bucky and Ellen Stanley are celebrating with us. And I know that they're just as happy as the rest of us are here today to see this coming to fruition. So again, with that, Ms. Dibble mentioned community. You've got great community here. We see it right here in our midst today. The turnout is wonderful. But I'm speaking now from the middle of the county in Mechanicsville. But I'm already hearing the voices in the eastern part of the county saying, we want one too. But the fact of the matter is we all work together. You have a community here in Western Hanover. There's a community in Eastern Hanover. There are communities but we're all one big community of Hanover County, and we all work together because this is just as much the benefit to the folks in Mechanicsville and Cold Harbor and Henry as it is to here in Beaver Dam and South Anna, which is where I believe across the road Mr. Manilo's district. But again, this is a wonderful day. I've been involved with the facilities committee, and since day one when we started on the design and working through this building, and listening to Ms. Dibble and Mr. Stanley both banter and cooperate to get this to where it is today. And it's turned into it's going to be a great success. And thank you all for being here to share in this very big step in bringing this into being. And I also want to thank people who made it easy for the groundbreaking, because I didn't want to, nobody wants to dig in the ground behind me. So, with that, Miss Joy Howard was coming next, I believe. You would do it, introduce, please?
Thank you, Mr. Peterson. And now it is an absolute honor and a privilege to introduce a good friend of mine, Miss Joy Howard. She is the president or chairman of the board of the Montpelier Recreation Center board, and she's also got deep roots here in Hanover County and was instrumental in moving this project forward. So, thank you, Joy.
Sue. Thank you. Good morning. I do have deep roots here. I grew up right back here, right behind here in a brick rancher, about a quarter of a mile back from the Montpelier Center. I played ball on this field in my youth and as a young woman, and it's great to see this many people back on the ball field. I can tell you that. So I hope we have this many people when we move the ball field, and I'm sure we will. So this is a great day for Western Hanover, and I just want to take a moment as the chair of the board to recognize the board for the Montpelier Center, because this is not just Lloyd's dream, Kelly's dream, the county's dream. Everybody on this board of directors for the Montpelier Center supported this. We did not have one person on the board that did not want to see this happen. We did not have any lengthy negative discussions about it. I'll go into that in a little bit more depth in a moment of how this came about with the board. But if everybody on that's either current or former board members for the Montpelier Center, please just stand up and give a wave. So I think you can see here with the representation of the folks that were either currently on the board or have been on the board in prior years, the support of this from this end of the county for this project from the Montpelier Center. So we've grown over the last few years. The center continues. We offer activities, classes, music, and really a cultural piece of Western Hanover County, and we will continue to do that. So as the library came into play, I guess in 2017. I just moved back to the area in 2018 and came to participate with the Montpelier Center. We were a little hesitant because we weren't sure what that was going to mean to the Montpelier Center. We're a 501 organization. We don't have a huge budget. We really do a lot of the things that we do to raise money to keep the lights on in our little community center. So we're a little worried about that. But then we all got more and more comfortable as we worked with Sue, particularly, and the county on how this was going to unfold and the impact it would have on this little corner of not only Montpelier, but Western Hanover County. And it's going to be a good thing for this community. It's going to be a good thing for the Montpelier Center. There are a lot of things that we can do together, that we can share. One, and first and foremost, is going to be a parking lot. So anyone that's been to a large activity here at the Montpelier Center, the parking is a challenge. So it'll not only provide that, it'll provide a safer environment because we've got more space now to kind of spread out and do things that we're going to do here at the Montpelier Center, as well as at the new Library and Recreation Center. So it's really exciting to see that in this end of the county because, again, as a native, Montpelier, Beaver, Damien, Western Hanover County girl, it's great to see that money being put into this end of the county, so thank you all for that. It's great to see the excitement in the community. I was even talking to my little nephew in Rockville that spent the day with me on his spring break, and he talked about playing basketball on the court out here. He's so excited to have a full-size court to play basketball on, and he was going to go back and tell all his friends that. So I think there's a draw now to this part of the community, not just from Montpelier and Beaver Dam, but from Short Pump, from Ashland. We're seeing those communities sort of combine here with the events that we do here at the Montpelier Center. We see that now. So looking forward to that continuing and just growing on this little corner of Montpelier. One thing for certain, Western Hanover is growing. I think we see, as I said, that Beaver Dam, Montpelier, Ashland, it's all kind of merging, whether we like it or not. There is some change. There is some growth. Some love the growth, some do not. It's happening. It's happened. I live just west of Ashland. There's 4 or 5 new developments coming this way. So the growth is here, and to see the adjustment that we're making to handle that growth for the children, mostly for the children in this community, is a very, very good thing. We need what's happening here. So the library will certainly enhance that community. The gym, the outdoor facilities, we're going to enhance this little park over here. We'll have outdoor restrooms over here. There'll be some green space that maybe we can use, we can do something with later. But green space where you can kind of come and hang out with your families and have a picnic or just go for a walk and just relax. I come out here some and walk the dogs. This park is really pretty highly utilized. If you look out here during the day, there's a lot of people moving around. So that's only going to grow, again, with the library and the green space attached to it. So to share that common space with the Montpelier Center for Arts and Education is a pleasure. It's a privilege. And I think that I know that there's only great things that are going to happen when the two of these can really work together to enhance this end of Hanover County, the western side of Hanover County. So thank you all for coming out. Again, thanks to the board for the support. Thanks for the county for the support. And I look forward to seeing you out here on the grounds. All right, take care.